As Uncle Wally Cooper used to say when he did Welcomes to Country, when I was in the Wangaratta area with Tim McCurdy, we want to walk across this land together. We want to walk across this land together with all of you to make sure that your aspirations, your desires, your wishes are actually achieved for your particular people, but particularly for your children and your grandchildren.
Treaty is about unfinished business. It's an opportunity to come to terms with our past and to acknowledge the long, rich culture and work together for a shared future. This is about real determination, truth-telling, justice.
I see it as an authority that will be a facilitating discussion that will make sure that into the future we see a lot less of the word shame being used by the Aboriginal community. I don't want to hear shame job said ever again. I want to hear pride. I want to hear the history told with such absolute pride that I've heard so many times in the past.
Now, Victoria is leading the nation in advancing Aboriginal self-determination by ensuring that Aboriginal Victorians are at the heart of decision-making on the matters that affect their lives.
You can't undo what's happened in the past, but what you can do is get a better future that better acknowledges who was here, how they were here, the best parts of both worlds. And I think that's something all of us have to work towards.
Aboriginal Victorians have been seeking an equitable and fair agreement with the state since before that dreadful day on the Wurundjeri country in 1835, when John Batman took advantage of the people of the Kulin Nation, and created a sham invalid treaty. Despite the fierce and destructive attacks brought about by invasion, dispossession of land and family, massacres, wars, the stolen generations, genocide, and current systematic colonisation and inequities, First Nations people in Victoria have held firm to their law to develop culturally strong institutions such as the Treaty Authority.
This bill establishes the Treaty Authority under the Treaty Authority Agreement and facilitates its operations by giving legal force to its activities. Now, I note that the Treaty Authority that is established in this bill has been agreed to by the First Peoples Assembly and the state, which is one of the very, very key important steps that we should not be overlooking.
This is a wonderful institution, the Parliament. Yeah, it has been here for 170 odd years. It's steeped in the tradition of Westminster. But the significance of today is not about this institution. It's the fact that we are bending this institution to reflect the fact that the power dynamic has shifted and changed as it should, and it must.
This Treaty Authority will allow the framework for the conversations to really begin, the speaking, all the yarning that will happen, and the truth-telling. Also, within that is dispute resolution. It's covered off. And I'm sure there will be some disputes here and there that this authority will help be able to find a path forward to bring everybody in the same direction.
Words provide a healing opportunity, provide a reconciliation opportunity, but at the end of the day, we've just got to get on with it and make the changes that will make the absolute difference to your people.
So now, more than ever, we need a commitment from everyone involved in this process to right this wrong, to ensure that the Treaty Authority brings the impartiality and the commitment to fairness and self-determination for all traditional owner groups that has not so far. We will continue to hold government to account and push them to make sure that there is integrity in this process, so that the principles and values and tenets that are legislated are being implemented in the bodies and in the framework.
What an absolutely historic day today has been for all Victorians. I think in the years ahead we will certainly look back on this day as something truly special and something quite remarkable for not just us present in this place, but for all Victorians.
The three phases of treaty, firstly, establishment of the Aboriginal Treaty Working Group, which included the Victorian Treaty Advancement Commissioner, an Aboriginal body of the First Peoples Assemblies, and the second phase, negotiations with the First Peoples Assembly for the architecture of the substantive treaty process. which included the establishment of a treaty authority and a treaty negotiation framework. And the third phase will be the substantive treaty negotiations between the state and the Aboriginal Victorians. And it's been a long road to get to this point, Acting Speaker, but I'm delighted that we're here today.
Treaty is, of course, not just a body of work for Aboriginal Victorians. For the spirit and the outcomes of this process to be meaningful, non-Aboriginal Victorians, such as myself, are going to need to respect the cultural rights, the practices and expertise our First Nations community contain in multitudes.